Hello, I'm Myrna, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If my heart-shaped glasses didn't give it away, I'm an expert in romance. That is why today, we're gonna rank romance tropes. The categories are favorites, usually like, depends on execution, usually don't like, and not my thing. Let's get ready. Now this is my own opinion. I've read books that can be exceptions to this rule. I haven't read a lot of books and a lot of different tropes, so if you disagree with me, leave a comment below of the book that does the trope well, and I will read it. Let's go! Slow burn. Listen, this is a no-brainer. It's what it's all about. As soon as a couple gets together, I lose interest. It's all about the little moment, the little hint, the tension. Because without it, speaking of without it, insta-love. Hear me out. This one is a complicated one because you gotta have that instant attraction, but then it has to be added onto. So I'm gonna go depends on execution. I know a lot of people hate it. They're like, no, I want them to hate each other when they first meet. It depends on how well it's executed, is what I'm trying to say. Sports fic. Fun to read, especially if it doesn't include a lot of the sport itself. It just includes how well his abs are defined because of said sport. So I don't know, I'm gonna go usually like high school fic. I, as a 25-year-old woman, I don't care. I'm way older than the target. College fic, there we go. It is so much more interesting to read because that's when people really start getting to know themselves. Because high school is kind of like, let me just get through this. Here's where it's awkward. But college is when you're outspoken and can argue with that one person in class doesn't like your favorite book and he wears rings. Anyway, college fic, I'm gonna go favorites. No strings attached. I'm gonna go usually don't like. It takes away that feelings aspect, takes away that payoff, takes away the climax, if you will. Workplace fic. This is very popular, and there's a reason it's popular, because of our capitalistic overlords. I like workplace fics. I like him more when he's her rich CEO boss. Anything that makes me want to have an office job is terrifying, but usually a good read. So I'm gonna put this in usually like. Miscommunication, and likes to clarify everything at least 5 times with everyone in my life. I don't like this trope. I hate when like a tiny miscommunication snowballs into like this massive life ruining thing, and it's just, I don't think it's worth it. Just say what you want, mean what you say. Ooh, secret relationship. Usually there's a reason why their relationship has been kept secret, and that adds on to the tension. Whenever tension is written well, it's usually a good book. It keeps you compelled. So I'm gonna go usually like bad boy, good girl. Good boy, bad girl. This trope has taken over YA fantasy. Usually like it. It's very interesting, different dynamics. It's nice to switch those roles from what we're used to seeing. Enemies to lovers. Favorites. Just, it doesn't need any further consideration. Enemies to lovers, great for fantasy. They're iffy for contemporary. Unless there's a really good reason to really despise this one particular person. Past history. If it's something unforgivable, or if it's like a red flag, a deal breaker, I usually don't like reading about it. Depends on execution. It just depends. There's so many factors that go into that. Fluff. Don't judge me, alright? I'm being vulnerable and honest here. Friends to lovers. I usually like it. To be known is the epitome of romance. The definition, if you will. Will you zip me up? It's the tension. It's not knowing what the other person's thinking. It's being so nervous. Peak literature is what I'm trying to say. Peak romance. Love triangle. It is a way to add that tension, but it can either end in just broken relationships or me being sad because she picked the wrong one. So that's gonna go in usually don't like. I just think the market's been oversaturated with it, nothing wrong with it. With that said, that doesn't mean it hasn't been done to perfection. Billionaire fic. In this economy, it's my favorite. Just a man getting a helicopter at his disposal does erase some red flags. Best friend's sibling. It's been done a lot. Usually don't like. Sibling's best friend. Wait, best friend's sibling. I'm gonna change it to depends on execution because I just remembered Bring It On, and that was peak cinema. A perfect movie. It's best friend's sibling. Will they, won't they? I usually don't like it. I'd like to know that they will, but there's a lot of things, obstacles in their way. Star-crossed lovers. This usually breaks my heart. So you know what? I usually like from two houses, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our star-crossed. Do I need to elaborate? Fake dating is favorites. Fake dating is superior. Is this real? Are they just pretending? Is this real emotion right now? What am I feeling? Secret bet. Now this adds tension, but it has been done a lot, so it depends on the execution. Bully fic, not my thing. I want him to be a nice person. I want him to be a simp. I will read about men being down bad, and that is all I will read about. Coffee shop, that mean? You know what? Yeah, let's add it to favorites. Even though I don't drink coffee, it's cute. It's a wholesome atmosphere. Forbidden romance. When this is done well, it is done well. The tension, the secrecy, the not knowing. Superior. Favorites. Everyone can see it except them. I don't really like people being that oblivious about their feelings. It just depends on the execution. Because I like people being aware of their feelings and having that emotional intelligence. And having that in books is very vital. Celebrity fic. Ooh, he's a celebrity. Maybe he's a rock star. Maybe you guys met when you were younger. Now he's like super famous. You don't know if he remembers you, but he does. A lot of the songs he's written are about you. He's got tattoos about things you've said. Also, he's rich. Stuck together is superior, especially when neither of them want to be there. No, we're snowed in. There is nothing else to do except getting to know one another on a deeper level and maybe exploring our personalities, and maybe we could like mesh together personality wise. Happy for now is not for me. I want there to be no doubt that it is not only a happy ending, it is a forever happy ending. Arranged romance. I'm gonna count that as a marriage of convenience. Our favorites. Again, it's that tension and the mystery of not knowing what the other person feels about you, but it gets revealed. It's their actions going against their words. Very interesting dynamic to read about. Sibling's best friend. I don't remember seeing this trope anywhere. A lot of these tropes depend on execution. Bodyguard fic. It's cute. They're meant to protect you, and also they're meant to protect your heart. Boss employee. Usually like. In real life, it can get dicey, but in fiction has nothing to do with real life because it means not real life. Pretend it never happened. I don't know, I usually don't like this. Usually the characters are saying this because they think the other person doesn't like them as much as they like them, and then the other person agrees because they think the other person doesn't like them as much as they like them, and if they reveal that person, then they'll expose themselves, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put usually don't like. Can't spit it out. Again, not my thing. Give me those emotionally intelligent, down bad. Ooh, this tension is huge. Usually the characters are alright, but you can't help your heart just breaking. Of course, it depends on the context, but yeah, I'm gonna put it in usually like. One-sided pining. Listen. I usually like, especially when both sides think they're one-sided pining and neither of them want to take that first step. Literary masterpiece. Snarky girl and the jerk. I like it. I like when they're equally mean to each other, if they're mean to each other. Fake out, make out. I usually like it because again, tension. What I've learned is the key aspect to any romance writing is building tension. Secret identity. Oh, it depends on the execution. Happily ever after. Favorites, of course. Why would I want to read a romance that doesn't have a happily ever after? If you want to be unsure and worried about two people, talk to people in real life. What plot? I'm gonna say I usually don't like, because I like plots. I like to be in the story, know about their life. I like when a life and goals outside of the essential romance, because it just makes it more interesting to read. Usually they get an empowering plotline where they do well in their job or do well in hobbies and things that they like. So I like it. I think it adds on to making that character more realistic. Oh no! There's only one bed. You take the floor. No, I'll take the floor. Oh, it's the trope for a reason, alright? This is one of those tropes that can never be overused. Use it as many times as you like. Use it twice to the same people. I don't care. And now, ladies and gentlemen, what you've all been waiting for. Greatest trope of all time in every universe. It happens when characters are like reincarnated or they forget their memories or things like that and they still find each other. There we go, lovely people of YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the type side.